All right. Hey guys, I wanted to just talk a little bit about who can you trust? And this should be a no-brainer. The answer is nobody, but not even me. We shouldn't trust anybody, okay? And I hate to be so cynical, right? It's not a cynical perspective. It's just the truth, okay? You cannot trust anybody with your life. You cannot trust anybody with your own being. You cannot trust anybody to make the right decision for you. Only you can do that. Only you. And with that comes the responsibility, the freedom, the obligation, right? To seek out the right information and to listen to your inner guidance despite what anybody else says. Okay, so that should be a given and it should go without saying. The reason I wanted to come on and do this video today is because I just wanted to remind everyone that we can love someone deeply and intensely and really believe that they have our best at heart, right? That they truly care about us and would never willingly or knowingly make a decision to harm us. But it doesn't mean that they wouldn't make a decision that would harm us, okay? Doesn't mean that at all, because no two people have the same perspective and the same connection to that greater guiding force, okay? That is within all of us, but very few people are connected to it. Okay, so when you are deeply connected to your inner light, even people that you love, there's going to be some disconnect. Okay, there's going to be areas where you don't agree and where you don't align because your inner light, your inner guidance is telling you something that they're not in touch with. They're just not in touch with it. And some people would argue, well, what's true for you isn't true for that person. Well, that's only true on the surface, okay? This gets into a whole conversation about truth and what is truth, okay? Because there's different levels of truth. There's obvious truths, like fire is hot, okay? But then there's deep personal truths that are ours and ours alone, okay? Like this is my truth. This is my truth. This is what is right for me. My truth is that, you know, these are the things that bring me joy. These are the things that bring me happiness. These are the things that bring me fulfillment, contentment, what have you. Those are deeper truths and those are not shared by everybody, but the surface truths are true for everybody. And I just mean surface, meaning those leaves are green. There's trees there. The sun is out today. Okay. Those are truths that are just flat across the board true. But then there's gray areas that are personal truths, okay? And then there's some things that are true and they're very deep and they're very profound and they're very powerful truths that apply to everybody, but only some people are in touch with those truths. So therefore, it is not a truth that somebody else is living, okay? That makes sense, right? It's like the truth is that we have our own inner guidance system and we do not need other people to tell us how to live, how to think, what to do. Okay? That's a truth. But not everybody is aligned with that truth because the overwhelming majority of people are disconnected. They're disconnected from their own source light. Okay? And it goes back to all the crap going on in the world about people censoring and banning and limiting information because they're trying to control what information is out there because they want to control the narrative. They want to control human behavior. And you do that by only allowing people to know certain things and then feed them the narrative and then feed them the story, feed them the lies. But when you're in touch with your own inner light and your own inner guidance system, you can see through that a lot easier. You can see through it more than other people. So there's other people that are going to buy it hook, line, and sinker. There's going to be people that are kind of in the middle. And then there's people that are like, I see through that very clearly. I really see through that. Okay. And this is the depths that are calling us right now. the depths of our being to really get into that space where we're able to feel, sense, and detect the deception early on. Like, right? And again, it doesn't mean that the event or the situation or what they're saying is completely false, but what it means is they're not giving you a bigger perspective. They're not giving you a bigger picture, and they're not telling you the truth about that truth. So that truth might be real. Something might have happened, but they're not telling you the truth about it. They're telling a story that feeds their narrative, the false matrix narrative, okay? Because there's two matrices on this planet. There's the truth matrix and there's the false matrix. And every minute of every day, you are making decisions and choices that are aligning you with the false or the truth. And it's really that simple. And it's okay to be confused. If you're confused, you just hold it in suspension. You just don't cling to it. Don't cling to it. It's okay. It's okay to not be sure about something, right? There's many times in our lives we're not going to be totally sure about something, and that's okay. We just haven't arrived at that deep, deep, deep place yet that knows what the truth is. It's okay. But we don't always need to know the truth from our head. We just have to live from the truth of our being. And this is where we're headed, and this is what is splitting right now. It's people that are connected to this and people that are not connected to it. So the narratives out there right now are just spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning, trying to keep pulling people back into their net. Okay, and there's a lot of people doing it that are probably not aware that that's what they're doing. They're probably not aware, like consciously aware. They're aware on some level, but they're not really aware of the deep dark pit that they are part of and that they are supporting, because they've just been so brainwashed. They just believe it. Like they believe it. Okay, but those aren't our people. All right, we need to remember that. Those aren't our people. Which is why it's really, really difficult to trust any of these people for anything. And so while they may give you a narrative that's partially true, right? It's the bigger truth that needs to be fully understood before anyone can make a decision about anything, because that's informed consent, informed decision making, and that is not something that they want you doing. They want you following their narrative. So they're going to blast out anything that suits their narrative, and they're going to hide and keep secret, or try to keep secret, the things that they don't want you to know. Like my video, which is more dangerous, raw milk or leafy greens, okay? Any critical thinking person knows that they only highlight what fuels the narrative. That is the way the system works. Okay? And then they censor you if you try to call them out on the bullshit. They just censor it. Okay, so this is where we're at. So it's really important to remember who you are. Keep going back to your inner light. And don't trust anybody outside of yourself to make decisions for your life. Okay? It's very important. You have to take full responsibility for it. And yeah, you'll probably see me in a pink shirt until the end of the summer. So it's funny, you'll see in my videos, I'm like always in the same clothes. It's not because I don't have more clothes. I have a lot of clothes. It's just, I'm home a lot. So I don't change a lot. And I don't do laundry hardly ever, because my son and husband, their clothes get the laundry machine really disgusting, and it's impossible to clean because it's like little holes and deep grooves, and it ruins all my stuff. So I like hardly ever use it. And I've talked my husband into getting me my own washer and dryer that we're going to set up that like nobody else can use. So yeah, so I do tend to wear the same things over and over again, simply because I'm not doing laundry at this time. And I just don't want to keep taking out clothes. Yeah, I just wear something forever because I don't care. I really don't care. And also my husband and my son unfortunately work in jobs where they have to wear flame retardant clothing, which is absolutely horrible. It is so toxic and poisonous. But at least they don't sleep on toxic beds. We all have organic beds that have no flame retardants or anything in them. They're just completely natural beds. They use wool as a flame retardant. And my husband is actually on a makeshift bed that is natural latex. and my son's old mattress, actually, because we don't share a bed, because he's extremely noisy when he sleeps. He breathes really loud. His shoulders are destroyed from years of canoeing, so he likes a really soft mattress. I am not sleeping on a soft mattress. We could probably do a split bed, but he gets up in the morning and he likes to hit his snooze a million times, and I ain't having it, because after he hits it once and it goes off again, I'm ready to stab him. So yeah, it's just better that we do not share a bed. It's just better. I sleep better. He sleeps better. So it's all good. So nobody in my family has toxic beds. Even my daughter, who's an adult, married, whatever, she doesn't have a toxic bed. And I've told all my kids, as long as you live, and if you feel like you cannot afford an organic bed, which you could if it was your priority, but I will always help you with that. I will always help you to live a really clean life, as long as you really can't afford it. Like, if my kids were like jobless at the time or something like that, and something happened to their bed and they needed a new one or whatever, I would absolutely help them out for sure. Because an organic bed is definitely more expensive, but truthfully, they're not any more expensive than some of the fancier beds. So I don't understand why somebody's choosing a $3,000 toxic bed when you can get a $3,000 organic, natural bed without chemicals and poisons and toxins in it, made of natural materials. I really don't understand it. I don't understand it. But this is what I'm saying, is people are not in touch with deeper truths and deeper knowings. And we have to get there. We have to get there, because this world is maxing out. It's peaking, okay? And it's not going to be survivable for humans, okay? That's why they're trying to turn everybody into cyborgs. And it's important that we remain human. It's important that we remain human and healthy and sane, or die, leave the planet. Because those that get caught up in that agenda, yeah, they're going to be turned into synthetic, artificial cyborgs, which a cyborg is the human shell, the human avatar with a synthetic program operating it. And that is what is happening. That is what is happening with the agenda, with all the CRISPR technology and the digital stuff and the AI and the computers and the, technology, big pharma, which is the CRISPR technology. That's the merging of tech, big pharma, okay? And government holds it all together. Government, military, NASA, CERN, it's all the same thing, right? They all hold it together. And this is the agenda that's being pumped out. Doctors, nurses, teachers, all of the systems, all of them are all in lockstep with one another, okay? So it's important that we start pulling away from these and start forging our own path. And just remember, we're not alone. There's others that are like us. It's just sometimes really easy to forget that, okay? But we're not alone. So I just wanted to put that out there for now, and just remind you that you can't trust anybody. Do your due diligence. Don't let fear make your decisions, or desperation, okay? Do not make decisions out of fear. Make sure you are calm, cool, and collected, and see the bigger picture before you make decisions. We don't always have that opportunity. Sometimes it's an emergency and you have to make a decision right away, and then you just hope that you make the right one. But I'm just saying, for most things aren't urgent, okay? And most things don't require an answer right away. If you get really bad news, whether it's your health or whatever, you get like in this fight or flight place, don't make a decision when you're there. You have to be in a calm place. You have to have your mind relaxed. You have to have your spirit relaxed. You have to be able to see the bigger picture, to say, wow, what is it that I really want to do? Do I want to inject biohazard poison, biotoxins into my body? and destroy healthy cells and destroy my brain and my nervous system and my immune function. And do I want to do those things? And even immunotherapy, that's a joke. It's chemo. It's just altering the way your immune cells operate. Okay, the cells that respond to threats. It's just manipulating them. Okay, it's not magic. And it has a lot of undesirable effects. And you ask yourself, do I want to do this? Or do I want to attempt to restore health to my body? Because they don't go together, right? They don't go together. It really is just a personal thing at the end of the day, too. We make decisions based on the level of consciousness and the level of knowledge that we have. So it's not that it's, nothing is black and white, right? Nothing. We do what we do in the moment based on where we're at, and that's what we do. It just stinks when you grow from that and then you realize you've made choices that you would have never made now. But you just have to be like, okay, here I am. And you just keep going, right? You just keep going. You keep going where you are and you make the best of it. And you do whatever you can to strengthen and fortify so that you don't, maybe have to deal with too much fallout. So that's where we're at. And this is where we're at collectively. There's a falling away. Okay? It's like the truth will remain and the faults will fall away. At least that is what I align with completely and deeply. And we'll see how it unfolds. I don't know how it's going to unfold, but there's truth and there's faults. Okay? And the truth cannot be destroyed. So you are either clinging to the truth ship or you're clinging to the false ship. And there's some people that are got one hand here, one hand there, but eventually they're either going to be ripped apart or they need to choose. So that's where we are. You're either aligned with truth, your inner truth, your inner being, your inner guidance, your inner guiding light, which is guiding humanity towards one direction. And then there's the false that is leading humanity into another direction. And you're choosing every moment of every day which one you're aligned with, all right? Signing out.